What is going on, everybody? Greg Ehrenberg here from Stokastic.com, and we are about to break down this upcoming NFL slate using the help of the contest generator and the Sims tool that we have over at our site. If you guys want access to all of these tools, sign up using the link below. We have everything included in our football package now. No need for add-ons or anything like that. If you sign up for a football package, you get projections, ownership projections, and all of the tools and data like the top stacks tool, and then also the stuff that I'm going to be showing on screen like our Sims tool and the contest generator, all included in one bundle. And yeah, we've got an interesting slate to break down here. If you guys could be so kind as to come in, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. So I've already simmed out the slate, got my lineups built, and ran through the simulator. So let's favorite the top 150 and see what kind of exposures we end up getting to. And still some injury news that's waiting to drop for this slate, but some notes in here that are going to be something that might seem, I wouldn't say curious to you guys, but maybe you'd wonder why there are certain players that I'm going to be getting a lot of, like Durham Smythe from the Miami Dolphins, is there are players who are questionable on the injury report, like Jalen Waddle, that we are currently assuming will not play. So we have him out in our projections. As a result, I'm getting to somebody like Durham Smythe in a lot of lineups because he's expected to pick up more target share. And if you look at my top lineups here, Chiefs, Dolphins, Chiefs, Dolphins, Chiefs. I'm getting to a ton of exposure to these two teams. My most stacked teams, my number one overall lineup here, it is a Chiefs stack. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce. No run back on the other side of the game. Other players filling out the lineup. Travis Etienne, Zach Moss, the wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Thomas, Rondale Moore, and then two tight ends, Durham Smythe, Travis Kelce. Defense here is the Bills. That is the lineup that is the number one overall ROI of all my lineups that I've ran here. If we look at the exposures, Durham Smythe, my most rostered player, followed by Travis Kelce. So we also have some uncertainty as far as whether Kadarius Toney will play. Even if he plays, there's a lot of uncertainty if he's ever even going to play at all well. So Patrick Mahomes, if you look at our top stacks tool that we have over at Stokastic.com, there's only 3 teams that are really projecting with really high odds of being the top scoring fantasy team on the slate. It's the Minnesota Vikings, it's the Kansas City Chiefs, and then it is also the Miami Dolphins. So those 3 teams are going to be the ones that I'm stacking the most heavily right now, and that also shows up in a lot of my lineups. If I look at, here we could filter by quarterback and look at the exposures here. I have 35% Cousins, 28.7% Mahomes here, 22% Tua. So that is what? 85% of my lineups are stacks of one of these 3 teams. So going to be really heavily concentrated on exposure to those teams unless something changes in terms of more injuries or whatnot. One other player that we're waiting on news on is whether Austin Eckler is going to ultimately end up playing or not. I assume not, but he's listed as questionable, at least as of the time I'm recording this. And if you guys also want FanDuel information from me, I'm also posting a FanDuel video to the YouTube channel. So overall players I'm getting the most of: Durham Smythe, Travis Kelce. Running back core players, Zach Moss, Miles Sanders, and Travis Etienne. Like I said, right now we have Austin Eckler is listed as questionable. If he's ruled out, I wouldn't be surprised if Joshua Kelly ends up being somebody who makes it into a bunch of my lineups. Wide receivers. Stands to reason we're getting to a lot of Justin Jefferson, getting to a lot of Kirk Cousins. So Jefferson, my favorite pay-up option at wide receiver, and getting to multiple pay-up options. Tyreek Hill also makes a whole lot of sense as a pay-up option now that Jalen Waddle not really seemingly going to play. So getting to double stack lineups of the Vikings with KJ Osborne and Justin Jefferson, and then the Dolphins, Durham Smythe and Tyreek Hill. Most of my Mahomes lineups looks like they're single stacks with Travis Kelce. We can look at the stack exposures to confirm that. And yeah, if we're looking at single stacks, most of these are Mahomes, 22%, not as much double stacks of Mahomes, but we're getting to a bunch of double stacks of Kirk Cousins, even some triple stacks of Kirk Cousins. And then a 15% of these lineups that I have here are also double stacks of Tua, those most predominantly being Tyreek Hill and Durham Smythe. If we go ahead and look at some of the other players we're getting exposure to here, so we scroll down, defenses getting to the Bills and the Commanders. Tank Dell as a cheap option here. We have a projection for nearly 10 fantasy points. He's gotten a lot of targets so far in the Texans offense. So Tank Dell looking like a decent value option. Who are we coming in underweight to the field to here? Mark Andrews. And a lot of the Mark Andrews underweight exposure right now has to do with the fact that we're so heavily concentrated on Travis Kelce and Durham Smythe. Not a lot of other room to roster other tight ends. So underweight to the field here on Mark Andrews, underweight to the field on Ramondre Stevenson, and then Stephon Diggs as well. So what's going to end up happening with Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson now projecting so much better than other wide receivers on the slate, it's going to be hard to pay up for other wide receivers all that frequently. So underweight to the field on Stephon Diggs, underweight to the field on Michael Pittman. A lot of that also. Anthony Richardson out, so we've got Gardner Minshew starting at quarterback, and then underweight to the field on Bijan Robinson. Robinson's been really impressive so far in his rookie season, but we still end up coming in underweight to the field on him because we're prioritizing spending up at wide receiver this week. So that's a little brief overview of everything that we're looking at as far as the top players to target on DraftKings using the Sims tool. If you guys found this helpful and you want access to these tools, sign up using the link below. Before you leave, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and good luck this weekend.